chess player because he has all the combinations. Power, great scrambler. You got to be a scrambler to be a great champion, and he's the greatest scrambler. He can turn a 76 into a 70 very easily. He would be number one.
Jack Nicklaus.
Yes.
In connection with that series, an illustrated BBC book is available in which 7 distinguished golf writers give a full and compelling picture of golf around the world. It's called The World of Golf. The news headlines on BBC1 now with Michael Burke.
The Israelis say they're tonight in control of key areas in southern Lebanon, and there are reports that Israeli forces are within 17 miles of Beirut, the Lebanese capital. The Israelis say they've captured the Palestinian strongholds of Sidon and Tyre. The main thrust of their advance now appears aimed at cutting off the Palestinian line of retreat. All day, the Israelis have been driving north into Lebanon. There was particularly heavy fighting at the port of Tyre. The Israeli Air Force bombed targets in the densely populated center of the city. The Israelis tonight claim to have captured Tyre, but the PLO deny this. There are already refugees. Women and children from Tyre have been making for the outskirts, and the Israeli bombardments continue. The first Palestinian stronghold to fall was Beaufort Castle, where Palestinians had launched many attacks on northern Israel. To emphasize the Israeli success, Prime Minister Begin flew to Beaufort Castle to see his troops. The commander of the British land forces on the Falklands has tonight appealed directly to his Argentine counterpart. Using a VHF transmitter and an interpreter, Major General James Moore called on Brigadier Mario Menendez at Port Stanley, "Lay down your arms and let's end the killing." On East Falkland, the British forces have continued to advance on the capital, Port Stanley. President Reagan has tonight been dining with the Queen at Windsor Castle. He arrived earlier tonight and was met at Heathrow by the Prime Minister and the Duke of Edinburgh. The President addresses both Houses of Parliament tomorrow, and we'll be back with the latest news at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Good night.
And tomorrow, President Reagan's visit continues with an address to both Houses of Parliament. There's live coverage on BBC1 from the Palace of Westminster beginning at 11:55 in the morning. And in the evening at 9:35, St George's Hall, Windsor Castle, is the glittering setting for a banquet given in the President's honour by Her Majesty the Queen. You can see both events tomorrow on BBC1. And now it's time for the computer programme.
2 trout, got them. Milk, got that. 2 ounces of seasoned flour, 2 ounces of butter. And that's the problem. My scales only read in grams, so I need to summon my instant conversion tables. Like this. Imperial metric conversion program. Enter imperial units. We're going to enter ounces. How many ounces do you want? 2. 56 grams. Easy as that. Now, all that, the recipe and the instant conversion tables, are being taken from the BBC's CFAX service by the home computer in this kitchen. In fact, you may not realize it, but I'm surrounded by computers in here. There's one in my washing machine, there's one in the cooker, one in the central heating controller over here. There's even one in the toaster. In fact, most of the computers we'll all be coming across in the future will be built into the equipment itself. But though we may not see them, it will be the computers which are in control.